Hello, everyone. It's your Brief Ice Booth here. Welcome back. Checking my volume levels here. Looks good. Anyways, welcome back. I have now figured out the reason for why I couldn't see my chat log or my activity feed for Twitch. But more importantly, we got Genshin tonight. But yeah, I figured out why my stuff wasn't working, and it was the stupidest reason ever. My OBS apparently did not disconnected because it disconnected from my account, but it still let me stream on my account, which would also explain why every time I went to go check on it via the browser, because I was using the browser to check the chat log, the stream preview only showed like offline until I refreshed it. Also, hello Twee, how are you doing? Bonjour to you as well. But silly technicalities of software aside, how's everyone doing tonight? I'm doing particularly well, mainly because I'm so happy that the weekend's already like gonna be tomorrow. I usually count Friday afternoon as the weekend start. Doing alright, played a bit of games today. That sounds good. Wow, thank you, game, for just ripping my neck in the opposite direction of where I'm trying to look. Uh, oh, shit. Okay, that's actually cool. I never noticed that before. The rest of the ship, like, appears when you're a distance away from it. I've never noticed that before. Holy shit. Wait, is it cloaked? No, it's not. Oh, that's so weird, though. Had a random dream where you visited me, but you took over my TV and games. That sounds like me. I would definitely just start trying to play all the games. I don't care. I'm going to play every video game you have. Reminder, you can get encounter points in place of commissions. Right. I don't have to do commissions. I completely forgot about that. I'm very smart and remember all the new updates they put in Genshin. Yes, all of them. Oh, Twee. I'm really excited because about something that I found out yesterday. So I was watching on Wednesdays. I usually like to watch Jimmy here, who does his You Laugh You Lose videos. They uploads on Wednesdays, but he streams them on Sundays. So I was watching his YouTube upload, and he usually has like a lot of sponsors. And like one of the sponsors that he gets is he usually does one in a blue moon. He does one for he did one for Genshin. He did one for Honkai Star Rail. And right, yesterday,
A bitter pill to swallow.
he goes to do his ad read, and it's for Zenless Zen Zero. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. He's getting an ad read for Zenless Zen Zero. That's interesting. And then I find out in his sponsor reading, they're on their last beta test, which means they are close to launch at this point. That's what I'm getting out of this. I am so excited for when Zenless Zen Zero comes out. I'm gonna probably break my schedule and just play it nonstop for a week or so. I just want to play the fuck out of it. Even if it comes out on a day where I'm not streaming, I'm just gonna play the shit out of it and then just like hop in and say, "Hey guys, what's going on? We're hopping in right now with this at this point." Oh, I hope they announce a release date because I'm just I want to play it. Oh, I gotta still have my keys in my pockets. I got the key for my new car, my brand new car that I have that I got last week. I can't believe it's been a week. It's so surreal. I have I leased a new car. It feels so crazy. I love that car so much. It's so beautiful. I sound like every guy who's like, "Oh, I love my car." And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, sure you do." And now I kind of get it. Yes, it's the Boofy Mobile. I'm gonna get a license plate on the front that just says Boofy Driver, like Baby Driver. All right, let's hop into it. Strange. Caterpillar and Lenore aren't here yet. Why bother coming when you know you're going to lose? I wouldn't be so certain. Also, I'm trying my best to memorize your voices. The hell are you talking about? That's right. You're only ahead of us by a little. A little? uh, can the results be announced now, Estienne? 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 At least your name's not weird like the other person. Actually, no. Let's wait a little. After all, the best must be saved for last. Looks like we don't have to wait long. Here they come. Mr. Kyleston, Miss Paimon, have you seen the results yet? Did we win? We don't know yet. Well, seems everyone's here. Will you announce the results now, Estine? Why am I having trouble saying your name? I have no idea. Of course. Oh, but the results on Caterpillar's end still need to be calculated. My, what a cruel god, toying with us from start to finish like that. Why don't you wring out the last bit of mercy in your heart and let them know that the gap between us is too wide to cross? Stop torturing us with false hope. These aren't the final results yet, but for the fourth tally, we should be able to win once we add the coupons that Cater got today, right? In fourth, for Dirty Face Darcy's team, we have 1,650 points. Hold on, why have Genevieve's team's points have been cleared out? I was against it, but this is a more logical approach with respect to the results. What's that supposed to be? Whoa! Rave's team has so many points! Oh, Genevieve, you... Coming up next, we have Rave's team with 8,250 points. I don't know if this is my voice from before, but we're going with it. He doesn't need a chance to leave, and we don't need to place first. You mean you gave all your coupons to Rave? Isn't that against the rules? There's no rule forbidding it. I was originally in favor of amending the rules to ensure fair play, but no one else seemed to be in support of that. Indeed, there isn't a rule forbidding that. This competition would have been far more exciting if everyone could have fully used the rules to their advantage. More exciting for you, maybe. Rules don't mean a thing in a game as boring as this one. At the end of the day, it's a question of upholding one's honor. Alright, now that the scores have been announced, isn't it time for the final results? Our points from today haven't been added yet. A drop in the ocean. What? Now that everything's been added, here's what the results look like. Caterpillar, how many people did you murder? Yes, Mr. Kyleston, Miss Paimon. Look, we won. What? That's impossible. What did you do? Wow, that many? Paimon's last count. It's a trick even simpler than magic. I use the coupons I've saved up in the past to hire a bunch of people to help me work. What we have now is the product of their work this whole time, and I believe this falls within the rules too. Even if it does, that's an insane amount. I also have my reasons for needing to win, and I'd even gotten help from my two friends. It would be a real shame if we lost now. Well, I think it's time to announce the final results. Since everything's been tallied, it's time to announce the final results. The winners of this game are Caterpillar, Mr. Kyleston, and Miss Paimon. Also, Mr. Kyleston, you're missing a space between the dot and the beginning of your name. Please fix that at your earliest convenience. No objections, I take? There's nothing I can say except that it looks like I picked a fight with the wrong opponent. I ended up here last time for striking someone in anger. I won't make that same mistake this time. You'll pay for the price you made. Well, I didn't expect to hear someone actually say that. We'll see about that. Actually, let me get the echo on for that. We'll see about that. You'll see. That's even more cliche. Is everyone ready? If so, let's set off now. Let's do this before Noel? Noels? Noels? Noel. Fuck, Noels. Fuck that. God, that name is weird. Noels gets back. I hope you can understand that his thinking isn't wrong, but it's just not suited for a place like this. You're ready, aren't you, Lenore? Uh-huh. Unlike my nearly invisible eyebrows, I've already said goodbye to everyone. We're also ready to get going whenever. Alright, just keep quiet for a while. I made some arrangements in advance, so we shouldn't run into any problems. His name is now No Wheels. I said no eels, but yeah, No Wheels. He's now No Wheels. Oh, wow. Fuck, we actually made it outside. Oh, this is where you get out. Okay. Natural wind really feels better, doesn't it? We might have fans down there, but most of the air feels kind of stale. The fans in the pancreation ring are just like No Wheels. The fans are indeed needed there, but when their blades spin, they bring the same misery to everyone no matter who they are. I think you know who I'm talking about. Yeah, I thought Caterpillar was just like slowly turning into a hilly churl. Or like half hilly churl. He might be. He could be, for all I know. He could be half hilly churl. Fatal. Mr. Kyleston, Miss Paimon, do you see any walls? I don't see a wall anywhere around here. Well, maybe way off in the distance, but nowhere close to keep me inside and keep me caged. Walls? There's no walls here. Then, are the walls somewhere really far away, like where I saw? Catter once told me that if they're too far away to see with your eyes, they'll look like the horizon. Mr. Kyleston, Miss Paimon, where are we? We're in Fontaine. Fontaine. It's a blue and green place. The fortress of Meripede is all yellow and gray. That strange thing up in the sky must be the moon. It just went out of frame, right? If it were the sun, it would probably hurt my eyes like the evil sorcerer's magic. All around me are things I've never seen before, and things I've only seen in books. Mr. Kyleston, Miss Paimon, let's go on another adventure. Catter was right. Adventuring outside is way more fun than in Meripede. That's right. The world outside is vast. I really envy you two. My eyebrows are even visible.
Lenore, let's discuss adventuring later. We really should find your family first.
Freeze! Oh, what was the voice this guy did? Alright, I was trying to mimic a fucking Skyrim guard. Halt. Halt. Freeze, all of you. Where do you think you're going? Also, what's with that little girl?
The evil sorcerer found us.
What business is it of yours? Weren't you on leave? Patrolling with a Gardamek in your off hours won't get you promoted, you know. I came back as soon as I received the report. Have you gotten yourself mixed with them? Mixed up with them? You're making a grave mistake, Estine. And you're making a mistake by having that name. But actually, I think you'll find that I'm rectifying a mistake and saving everyone a lot of paperwork. Miss Monglaine even invite me to dinner as thanks. Make him sound like a nerd. I'll try my best. Miss Monglaine might even invite me to dinner as thanks. Okay, yeah, no, that sounds fine. I'm so used to seeing so many spelling errors in this. No, no, they're criminals. Even if the paperwork's in with their serial numbers on them are missing, they're still criminals. A little girl like this is a criminal? Dude, are you out of your fucking mind? I'm perfectly sane. Anyone can be a criminal. Little girls are no exception. This guy is scary. Whatever other plans you may have had, I must now escort you back to the Fortress of Meripede. How about... Actually, no. We only just got out, and now you want to make us go back? Dude, that was a long, long elevator ride. I don't think so. You don't have a choice in the matter. You must comply with the rules and accept your punishment.
And there's no way out of this?
I'm not opposed to beating the shit out of him. I can see a few ways, actually. If a few Gardamex get scrapped in the process, well,
That's also what happens when people break the rules.
You mean...
It would seem you have no intention of repenting. Then you leave me no choice. Gardamek show no mercy for recalcitrant criminals. How dare you expect me to know what that word means? No wheels, you must perish for this.
The doctor will see you
Mind the side effects.
Hey there! Feeling lucky? A proper send-off from the Cena with love.
Stay cool. Face your guilt.
Hey there! Watch out! The doctor will see you now.
Remember, health comes. Water jet! A moment, please.
Attack!
Boo.
That's the way. Cat coming at ya. Ow! I'm fine. Watch out!
Mind the side effects. Let's begin.
Oh boy, more of you.
Wipe out! No need to fear.
Oh, okay. Too many accent like for no bills? Alright, I'll go back to that. Oh, what the fuck? What are you doing? What? Oh my god, I was right.
Fire! Well, with rocks.
Holy shit, Caterpillar is so fucking cool.
Hey there! Hiya! The doctor will see you now.
Seems like an Have a safe trip. That way now.
That's my favorite, like, hilly troll that's ever come out with Genshin. Like, I love the design, like, the cloak, the knife, the use of Animo. It's so cool. And now we get one as an ally. Done. How many did he hire?
Well, with rocks. Come on, Nadia, focus.
A bitter pill to swallow. Taking a turn for the better. This could get a little chilly.
Go get the hell off of him.
A moment, please. Mind the side effect. Go!
Gotcha.
Let's begin.
Now freeze.
Good heavens. I'm your colleague. You're not thinking of taking me in too. Since you've thrown a lot in with them, you deserve the same punishment.
Catter.
Mr. Kyleston, Miss Paimon. Stop. Gardamix. Oh my god, I love how he sheaths the blade. Oh my gosh. I love the idle animations of like this of this hilly churl. Gardamix simply gets scrapped, but you, even if you are monsters, you can still feel pain, right?
Is this hilly trail really Caterpillar? Paimon can't wrap her head around this. Miss Paimon, how do you not recognize him? That's Catter.
I'm a monster in human skin. A monster. I never imagined such a monster even existed in the fortress. A hilly troll that can talk. Who would have thought? This is the second one I've seen. How did you manage to pull the wool over everyone's eyes? What sorcery could allow a mindless creature to worm its way into our midst like a wolf in sheep's clothing? Why haven't you run away yet? Are you pretending to be human? Of course. I will catch you even if you do run. Dangerous monster like you. I'm guilty. But she hasn't done anything wrong. She shouldn't be here. You won't find her name on any sentencing documents. She is innocent. She only ended up stuck in the fortress due to a few mishaps. I'll return to the fortress with you, but have Esteen take her back home.
Catter.
The monster actually wants to make a deal with me? I do indeed. Let her go home. As far as the fortress of Meripede is concerned, she never existed in the first place. Her absence will not be felt. But catching a monster like me should be a big deal, no? Fontaine hasn't seen a monster like me for several centuries now. If you pass up this opportunity, I'll put my human skin back on and slip away into the crowd. You'll never get a chance like this again. You're right. Never seen her in the fortress before. She's completely irrelevant. But you're too dangerous. I can't risk letting an evil monster like you get away. We have a deal. You'll return to the fortress of Meripede, and the girl can leave. Would achieve your goal. Might as well take it. The guilty return to where they should be, and Lenore returns to her family's side. Everything on the right track, as it should be. He is someone who follows the rules. This is also in accordance with the rules. Enough, monster. I've caught you now. You're all coming back to the fortress of Meripede with me. The girl included.
But didn't you just...
Who would actually make a deal with a monster? Could anyone be sure that the words coming out of his mouth aren't some beguiling incantation to stunt human wisdom? Well, lucky for you, pal, you never had wisdom to begin with. I won't be fooled again. So I've decided to play by my own rules. Your documents are missing, then you'll stay in the fortress of Meripede for the rest of your lives. You have no right to bypass a trial. If you want to emphasize that you're written in an appeal, be my guest. But until then, you don't have a choice. You're escorted back to the fortress of... This... Welcome back. No wheels filled appeal forms out for you already. But you should stay out of trouble until a final decision has been made. More specifically, do not rile him up.
Well, that's damn near impossible. He riles himself up and gets pissed off at us.
I thought was getting a coworker who knew what he was doing, so I could be less stressed. But as it turns out, I've only gotten busier since he arrived.
What do you think of No Wheels as far as villainous NPCs? I've encountered during the 3 years playing Genshin. He's definitely the most obnoxiously annoying and idiotic. He's very straight-laced and unwilling to bend the rules unless it's specifically to make sure that his rules that he follows are upheld. Not like, oh, rules that I just want to, I'm just going to bend the rules. Hey guys, you guys can get some free snacks this time. No, just, nah, you're all going back. I'm just going to make sure you all go back. By saying anything.
I really want to take a vacation in Natlan.
I want to go to Natlan too. I hear there's lots of dragons. And I love dragons. Also, the chance to see Capitan. El Capitano. I really want to see Capitano. I really want to just play as him.
Hey, Leston, this is no time for chit-chat. I was wondering how Lenore and the other are doing.
They are being kept under strict watch now. If you don't want the same treatment, then follow the rules.
No Wheels' words, not mine.
A bitter pill to swallow.
Oh, right. I'm gonna hilariously switch off Navia. Yeah, because I just leveled up and nearly have done Gaming, and I want to use him for a bit.
Ready to rumble.
He is also a threat because he has an authoritative position of power. Yeah, that too. Because he's got a position of power, and he's taking his job seriously and like very strictly. I'm surprised that like Risley hasn't like sat him down with like, "Hey, bud, stop trying to do things." Menacing. Steen.
It's you!
Indeed, it's me. No Wheels would probably call it atoning for my sins, but I've got seniority,
So he doesn't get to order me around. And what are you doing here?
atoning for my sins. What else?
Why does Paimon get the feeling you aren't the least bit surprised? Did you already know Caterpillar's do you know his true identity?
I only knew he'd been here a long time. Longer than any of us. As for the rest, is any of it really important? He looks like a human, and he talks like one too. What can I say? I like chatting with him. He's also really good at checkers, and it's a good way to pass the time. Don't play him in cards, though. He will always get the upper hand. Quick heads up, you're playing it time since you got a few hours on you, but this is the beginning of a point of no return. Good to know. Maybe appearances matter more to me than what's on the inside. I beg to differ. In any case, if you're, I hope I beg to differ. It means that like I think sometimes what's on the inside also helps. In any case, if you're looking for Caterpillar, he's inside.
What about Lenore? Is she in there with him?
She was taken to go fill some registration form, but don't worry, she'll be back soon.
Okay, then let's ask Caterpillar just what's going on with him.
It's really cool that we're getting like more sentient Hilichurls. Like we went from the unusual Hilichurl to that one Sumeru flash like our conquest, and now we have this. It's interesting that this isn't a flashback, like not a flashback, in a side quest, no less.
I'm sorry for dragging you two into this. My plan was to get Lenore home to her family, then return on my own. But it looks like that plan was a complete failure.
There's a lot I want to ask you.
I imagine so.
You really are Caterpillar, right?
I am.
Then, you're a Hilichurl?
I am.
But aren't Hilichurls all, kind of dumb? And you look just like a regular kid before. Paimon doesn't know what's real anymore.
Plus the fact that majority of ancient civilization has been cursed into becoming Hilichurls, it separates them from the typical beginner enemy you see in most games. Yeah.
You said before that you looked like this because you got sick. After all, everyone has things they'd rather not tell anyone. And you're also so good to Lenore, and she trusts you too. But you're not human at all. You're a Hilichurl.
Then you can't trust me.
Well,
Look, I want answers to the questions before No Wheels asks them. That's the questions No Wheels asked before.
I'll answer all of your questions truthfully.
So when did you come to the Fortress Meripede?
Over 400 years ago.
400 years ago? When you said you've been here a long time, Paimon thought you meant something like 3 or 5 years. But 400 years is like several generations, isn't it? Oh, right, you're a Hilichurl.
What was your crime?
If you're interested in history, I was a member of the Narzazen Crew's Ordo. I was found guilty of being an accessory to the Master's scheme.
Oh. That thing we've been studying.
The Narzazen Crew's Ordo. We've heard of that before.
I'm surprised anyone still remembers. The prophecy of the apocalypse. My master believed that he could stop this future of destruction from coming to pass. We did much to prepare for this. It was a powerful magic, and also an evil plan. But perhaps none of this is important now.
This is why I want to do unfinished comedy, because it ties the overall main world quest regarding the Ordo. Okay, that checks out.
The plan failed, and the Narzazen Crew's Ordo has essentially ceased to exist. Whether Fontaine is destroyed or not, it no longer has anything to do with me.
You didn't hear what happened up on the surface, did you? But just who was this master you spoke of?
Narzazen Cruz, powerful mage. He taught me human speech and granted me memory and intelligence.
Was there really someone who could do something like that? But your appearance aside, you really do look like an ordinary human.
though many details of the past have faded into memory, I remember this very well. This was a very, very long time ago. I couldn't change how I appeared to others at will then. Many humans, some in finery, others in rags, some with curiosity, others with disdain, would all ask similar questions. Can hilly turtles really talk? Are hilly turtles really capable of intelligence? My master raised the holy blade of Narzazen Cruz high. It was a ceremonial sword, so the blade wasn't sharp, but still it glistened in the sunlight. Behold, he said, even a hideous monster such as this can attain wisdom and redemption through my power as the incarnation of Narcissus Cruz. I was one of his creations, and as a testament to Narcissus Cruz's power, I once wielded a blade for the Ordo. But the sacred sword evidently couldn't save my master from a fate of failure and ruin. And the mystical, magical weapon no longer exists. And there will be no more monsters in human skin like me.
Why do you want to say... Wait. Why do you want to help Lenore, then?
Because of compassion. Humanity might be unattainable for me, but at the very least I can imitate it. Just like how I learned to change how I appear to others.
Paimon doesn't get it.
Kylist and Paimon, you both innately possess kindness and benevolence. Because of this, you don't need to think twice about helping others. You simply do. If you look at their outcomes alone, plenty of actions are indistinguishable from each other. We can all agree that Lenore shouldn't stay in the Fortress Meripede.
You mean the Fortress of Meripede?
Yes, that. Sorry, there was a spelling error in the type. And that she should return to her family, so we chose to help her.
Autocorrect tried to change Ordo to Oreo. Gonna let that one just play out.
Your actions come from an innate benevolence that doesn't require excessive consideration or calculation. For me, however, it is because by doing so, I will be more like a human. Funny, isn't it? I'll never truly become human, yet I can't stop mimicking human behavior. It's like atonement. As far as human law is concerned, I've long since atoned for my sins. But a human, what would a true human do? They would never forgive themselves for the mistakes they made, the harm they caused, and the people or things they failed to save. So, my sins can never be absolved, and I will forever be my own prisoner.
So, what do you plan to do next?
I'll bring Lenore back to her family.
But forget about getting out of the fortress. We can't even get past this door.
I made a promise to her, so I have to fulfill it. She shouldn't stay here any longer.
Howdy on there.
Especially not by my side. The geode mine shaft. It's a dangerous route, but it's feasible.
The Geo Mine Shaft. That's right. Klein said there's an opening that leads outside. So the guards asked him to install a locking mechanism like the one in the Rift of Erosion.
He also said something about having prepared a surprise.
Yikes. There's no way that's anything good. Are you sure you want to go from there? Paimon seems to remember that the research terminal there has to be operated by 2 people at the same time. And Lenore's so small, Paimon doesn't think she'll be able to operate it. Why don't we help them, Kyleston?
Ah, hello, Sparrow. Thank you for the 5 rate. I needed that because my throat's starting to dry. I'm doing good. Going through the unfinished comedy in Genshin because I really want to learn more about this whole world quest and like the lore and Fontaine in this one particular spot. Yeah, I'll do innately. I do innately possess kindness after all.
Okay.
I have a few questions about the Ordo as well. I think there are other places better suited to discussing the history of the Narcissan Crew's Ordo. Somewhere that isn't the fortress of Meripede, for example.
Then we'll just have to wait until after Lenore's reunited with her family.
I am excited for Star Rail 2, but I'm excited to finish up the rest of Belobog and do every side quest in the space station and Belobog. I'm gonna clear out everything. Every fucking thing. And then I gotta look into what is the first event that I can do. What was the first event in Star Rail that I can do? Before any of that, we need to think of a way out of here. And we need to meet back up with Lenore. Estine will help us open the door, but there's a limit to how much he can help us.
He should be at the entrance, right? Let's go ask him.
Alright, buddy. You just wait right there.
Should we try knocking?
Going somewhere?
Huh? You're not a Steen.
He had something to do, so he asked me to cover for him. When are people finally going to get it in their heads that I have my own work to do, too?
Oh, then can we leave?
You can, but it's dangerous out there. How dangerous, you ask? About as dangerous as the mental state of the new guard, I'd say. He really is a lunatic. I had no idea that there were so many Gardamex on the move. Not only that, people actually approve his methods. Now I know how serious those people are. If you want to go, you better be prepared. I mean, it would be best if you didn't come back again.
But Lenore's not back yet.
I'm here.
Oh, I'm here. Mr. Malpoil has just brought me back.
Then there isn't time to lose, Lenore. I know we lost the last game to the evil sorcerer, but are you ready for a new challenge?
A new game? You mean a new adventure? I'm ready. We can't let the evil sorcerer catch us again. Looks like they're all good. Are you ready then, Kyleston?
Yes. Thanks for your help. Let's go.
Oh, they've gone on lockdown. And guards. Just to deal with 4 kids? All for 4 kids. All these guards are for 4 kids. Luckily, we're not 4 kids. We're just the Traveler, Paimon, and 2 children. Geode Mineshaft. Oh. Ah. Okay, so we can't cheat. Noted. Haha. I'm Batman. Searchlight. Searchlight. Okay, I didn't think it'd go the exact direction I was moving. Like, out of all things. Oh yeah, I'm really excited for getting Gallagher. Okay, I think I'll see a Numa in the place here. Without being noticed. Well, I have a way I can get around without being noticed, but it's not the
Word of advice,
correct
don't
way.
break the law. Is there anything else? Yeah, seriously, don't break the law.
Like I said, it's a way I can get around. Don't mind me, I'm just the warden of this prison, having to sneak around on the walls of the prison so that I don't get arrested. Oh yeah, Sparrow loves using Twisted Fate in League of Legends. I think I misread the assignment. I have followed the assignment. I still love the music of like the fortress. It's so good. It goes so hard. It's just like the simple like background noise. Gotta stop crossing my legs while I'm sitting. Ah. Oh yeah, everything. Oh, there's another thing. Everything feels different now. Screw it, what's through this door? Only one. Not two, just one. Let's just get to there real fast. Let me see if I can isolate the problem I gotta face here. That works. Oh yeah, the anniversary for Star Rail. I hope I'm caught up by that point. Genuinely, I really hope I do. I also just love that like of all the free stuff they give constantly to Star Rail players, I have over like 100 tickets now of just everything. I won't. Okay, well screw you too. I can try. Hmm. There we go. Yeah, because I want to try. I want to explore and do everything in Star Rail. Like I want to experience everything that like I want to like check out because I've been I skipped a lot of that stuff already by just doing the story. Ooh, music disc. Oh, whoa. Okay, this is cool looking. Is this the Geo Mineshaft? I haven't heard of it before, but it's a little different than she imagined. Wow. What pretty rocks. Are all of these gems? It's Archeum. Archeum mining operations stopped after the Fontaine Research Institute accident. No, I get you weren't trying to berate or insult me. Maybe we should keep our distance then. So there really is a research terminal here? Is that a note next to it? Could clients have left it here? Let's see what it says. This locking mechanism can only be opened by 2 people simultaneously. The energy storage unit has been moved from the front research terminal. The geode mineshaft has been equipped with a flying energy thief. Initializing the front research terminal with an energy storage device is not advised unless the protective measures have been taken. The flying energy thief is a trial product that has not undergone terminal or peer review. It will pursue any entity carrying an energy storage device and disable said device. Loss of control or explosions occurring during the trial product's operation will be considered unfortunate accidents for which the manufacturer is not liable. It is strongly advised not to leave from here. Work in the production zone is arduous, but at the very least, it is not life-threatening. Turn back now. If there is anything about the Fortress of Meropide that you are unsatisfied with, please see Miss Monglane and fill out a survey. Is this the surprise Kleins was talking about? More like a shock. To activate this research terminal, we'll need a mobile energy storage device. But once we have one, we'll get chased by some sort of flying energy thief. Looks like we'll just have to beat this energy thief in a race. I'd like to go back and give Kleins a beating. We can't blame it on him. There's going to be a race? I'll be rooting for you too. Alright, let's leave this terminal to Caterpillar and Lenore. We'll take care of the rest. I'll keep watch. Be careful. This is said to be one of the security measures set up inside the Geo Mineshaft. It will actively pursue entities carrying storage devices and will use small yield explosions to disable those storage devices. Small yield Okay. To anything that is not holding onto a storage device, however, they pose no threat at all and appear to be nothing more than little pretty balls. I'll be rooting for you. Okay, I can't cheat. Didn't mean to press that. Alright. Oh, yeah, okay, but that one's open. The one I wasn't looking at is the one that was open there. Oh, there's the third one. Oh, I gotta turn it on. Okay. There we go. That's more like it. Now I'm lost. Why is there a time limit now? Man, that was difficult. Oh, we gotta swim now. Why is it shutting off again? Huh. Well, Fontaine Research Institute's tech really isn't reliable. Did it malfunction? Well, at least it won't explode this time. What do you mean this? Oh, right, that other place that we haven't explored yet. Maybe someone's catching up to us. Should we go back and take a look then? No need to trouble yourselves, esteemed guests. You're evil, and I represent the side of justice. Even without Gardamex, I won't let you get away. Lay down your arms and surrender. Alright, I'm kicking this guy's ass. Risley.
Yeah.
Have a safe trip. Way now.
That was fun. He's just a monster. Why would you help him? Why would anyone help him? Gatter isn't a monster. Why? Why would you do that? Why would you call him that evil sorcerer? Ever since Mother left Maripede, Catter's been really nice to me. He's never lied to me. He even told me that my eyebrows are nearly invisible. There are other nice people here too, but none of them are as nice as Catter. He tells me all kinds of stories and listens to mine too. I won't let you call him a monster. Why? Justice should triumph over evil. There's no such thing as good or evil here. Estine, what are you doing here? You're late. Sorry about that. Took me quite some time to retrieve this Gardamex you utilized without authorization. Well done. You didn't just break the rules, but violated regulations. Now it's your turn to accept your punishment. You're coming back with me. As for you guys, if you want to leave, this is your last chance.
With all the fuss he's been making, who knows what will happen later. Of course, it's possible that nothing will happen at all. Thank you. He looks so fucking cool. His arms are crossed. That fucking pose. This man's stellar. If you really want to thank me, don't come back again.
Paimon guesses we can go now. We should be in the clear now, right? Let's get a move on before we run into any more surprises. We're leaving Maripede again? Will we ever come back?
Well, sure, if we do something bad out there.
Oh, then...
Hey, don't go running off causing trouble just to come back for a visit.
Well then... Goodbye, Maripede.
Oh, Lenore, how good are you at holding your breath? Because we have to go swimming quite a ways, it seems. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yippee!
Oh, Sparrow, what's the first, like, event that was, like, I have access to the event list in Star Rail now. What's the first event on there? Because I want to start doing all the events in order, preferably. Ah, we're finally out. Who knew that under this piece of sheet metal there was a secret exit? There's a lot of... Wow, I could have come here to get, like, Lenny's flowers. Holy shit. Look. Your real home is over there. It's just as Agnes described it. At the breezy foothills of a mountain upon a flowery field of grass. Why did you have us go past it? We walked all the way up just to walk back to... What the fuck?
That's it? It's just like Mom said.
Kyleston, Paimon, why don't you take Lenore there?
What about you, Catter? Aren't you coming with us?
I'm feeling pretty tired, so I'll rest up here for a while. I'll catch up with you later.
Then I'll stay with you. Once you're all rested up, we can go together. Mr. Kyleston and Miss Paimon must be tired too. It's a shame Bran and Mr. Wolsey aren't here. I kinda wanna go back. Back where? Back to Maripede, of course.
Yeah, that isn't your home.
Don't you want to go back to your real home, Lenore? Look, you can see it from here. You just have to go over there,
We'll have reached the end of our adventure. A kind man named Earnshaw lives in that cabin. He's your family, Lenore. Look, Lenore, there's nothing to worry about. Go home. I know Earnshaw will take good care of you.
Will you go with me then, Will you go with me then, Catter? After you've rested?
Lenore. Lenore, everyone has somewhere they should return to. You should go back to your real home, and I have somewhere I should go too.
Then will we see each other again? At the end of the story, the characters and it all disappear. I don't think they see each other again.
Of course we will. Your adventure is only just beginning, and there's a whole wide world out there for you to explore. This is just a temporary goodbye. We'll see each other again.
Really? Really, really? I know you've never lied to me before, but...
Let me tell you a story, Lenore. Long, long ago, there was a mage's apprentice. He was a dim-witted apprentice, so it took him far more time than the others to learn the language of magic. But his teacher, who was an amazing mage, wasn't the least bit concerned. On the contrary, he heaped praise on his apprentice's progress, and even entrusted him with important tasks. The apprentice never doubted his teacher's instructions. After all, he was a great mage who taught him the language of magic. The mage had a basin in his workshop. Actually, you could call it a fishbowl, as he kept a little fish in it. One day the little fish called out to the apprentice, "Hey, you over there. Nitwit, help me out." The apprentice was taken aback. Apart from the great mage, nobody, or no creature even, would make conversation with him like that. So, this piqued his curiosity, and he asked how he could help. As it turned out, this little fish used to live in the vast and boundless sea. By being brought here, it has been separated from its family. It had tried to ask others for help, but none had responded to it. "I'd like to bring you home, but my teacher has forbidden me from going out," the apprentice said. Hearing this, the little fish swam crestfallen to the other side of the basin, saying nothing further to the apprentice. Then one day, the apprentice discovered that the little fish was no longer in the basin. Who took it away? Did they bring it home? The apprentice couldn't help but wonder. Without the little fish, the basin was now completely empty. Just what sort of place is this vast and boundless sea? Before he realized it, the apprentice's thoughts had drifted to the world outside the shop.
And then what? I bet the mage's apprentice leaves the workshop. But the little fish, did it go back to its home? The sea? That's a place with lots and lots of water, right? Does the apprentice find it?
I'll tell you the rest of the story next time.
Aww.
Only listening to my stories can't be that much fun. Next time we meet, if you don't want to hear my stories anymore, you could tell me some of the stories you hear from Earnshaw. I think he'll have many stories he'd like to share with you.
Then, the next time we meet, I'm sure to have lots and lots of amazing stories to tell you.
I look forward to hearing them too. For now, it's time for you to go home, Lenore. This goodbye is only temporary. We'll see each other again.
Okay, then. Until next time, Catter. Well, I want to keep saying Cater, because I keep writing his name as Caterpillar. Bouldertown Super League, Everwinter Museum. Okay, I gotta take a picture of this.
Alrighty. Boulder Town Super League, Everwinter City Museum, Tales of the Fantastic. Oh, thanks. Please send a DM. Because like I looked at like the event list on like in Star Rail, and it like I couldn't tell if it was in order or just like sporadically placed. Let's go. Just double checking. Ah, okay. There was a whole list. Those will be fun to do. I can't wait to do those events. And that I'm also glad that the events stay. I mean, imagine if like there were events that had like critical story moments with characters that were really, really good, that helped expand upon their story, and then they were just never again brought in. Can you imagine having a major like event that had like story that was then
I
blocked
once
and you could
considered
never
keeping
access
some
it again?
pets in my office, but
That'd
soon
be
gave
sad.
up on the.
Please take Lenore home. I will. But first I want to get this like Hydroculus that's just sitting up here. I know they're like critical, but like they have like I bet they have like really good interactions with like characters, and I always see it as like something important if you want to like get to know characters better. Yeah, like expanding the lore of like everything. That stuff I like. Ah, this is Earnshaw. This should be it, right? Excuse me. Yes? Are you hikers? How can I help you? Strange. This kid looks a little like... never mind, my eyes must be getting worse with age. This may sound a little odd, but it's like this. We explain every... Oh, I have a continue button. Together with Paimon, you describe to the old man what you heard about Agnes from Caterpillar. As you speak, Lenore supplements the tale with a few childish words of her own. So that's what happened. That silly girl's already... Mother's not in Maripede. Is she not here either? Yeah. She didn't like it here. So she left and never returned. Why? This place is full of things she likes. I recognized Prince, Princess, and Hero as soon as I saw them. Mom said that she was always very quick to change her mind, and she pestered her dad, Grandpa, for ages until he finally agreed to get her puppies. She really liked dressing them up, but soon she had something else she became even more fond of, so she didn't get to watch them grow up. Why won't she come back? If she doesn't come back soon, I'm gonna grow up as well. I have no words for this. So is this place going to be my home from now on? That's right, child. This place is your home now. Okay. I smell Tass's rag out. You can eat as much as you like. I'm back in my own home now. This way, I think Catter will be happy too. Catter. Is he the one who took care of her? If it's alright, you can invite him to rest a while here at the cabin. He's got other things to take care of. That's right. He knows a lot, so lots of people go to him for help. Is that so? Well, that's a pity. Could you help me get a message to him then? No matter when, he will always be welcome here with open arms.
you ever get the chance, invite him over to be our guest. We will.
Sure thing, leave it to us. Katter and I agreed that the next time we meet, I'm gonna tell many great stories to him.
Well, looks like we've got a lot of awesome stories to prepare then. Can't be sharing stories with him that aren't at least 100 times more incredible than his. Also, you're just like your mother, with her nearly invisible eyebrows. Stunning.
Okay, 100 times. Even Katter will be surprised.
We can reminisce about the old days while we drink tea and enjoy some snacks.
You're finally back in your real home, Lenore. You must be tired. We'll leave you to it for now. Mr. Kyleston, Miss Paimon, are you guys leaving too?
Yeah, we got our own adventures to go on.
Okay then. When I grow a little older, can we go on adventures together? Oh, and Katter can come along as well.
We'll discuss it when you're older.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Kyleston and Miss Paimon. See you guys later.
You guys are leaving now? Thank you. Thank you, guys. Safe journeys.
So this is the home I didn't know about that Katter talked about.
Welcome home, child. I'm just glad you're back. Man, pretty much done this quest, and holy shit, the amount of fucking spelling errors that were just in it. Ugh.
Caterpillar, wouldn't it be great to meet Grandpa Earnshaw and Lenore right now? Are you sure about this?
She has returned to a normal world with her real family. For her, I'd say things couldn't have ended any better. As for me, she'll forget about me in no time.
Hey, don't say that. You should know that you mean a lot to her, too. She definitely won't forget the promise you two made to each other. If you really never see her again, she will be heartbroken.
She won't. Children tend to quickly forget both meetings and farewells. This is how they grow up. I'm simply a character in a story. Brave at times, yet also an evil monster at others. Let this fantastical story be a memory consigned to her past. She has the real world now, one that's hundreds of times better than any fantasy narrative. Kyleston, Paimon, thank you. So about the payment. Certainly, I will do what I can. As I mentioned before, there are places better suited to retelling history, like the Narcissan Cruz Ordo.
Oh, we've been there before.
Oh, if so, that'll save us a lot of time trying to find the way there. Let's go.
Okay. And finished.
I have a slight... Oh. Alright, I guess we're going back there now. It's time to see. Anyways, alright. I'll catch you later, Sparrow. Have a good night. See you tomorrow. Oh god, another 5 straight. At least drinks for the road. Cheers. Alright, I guess I gotta do not 10 swigs. Alright.
I'm getting the whole spa day treatment. I gotta make that a routine.
A word of advice, don't break the law. Is there anything else? Yeah, seriously, don't break the law.
Alright. Let's stretch. Oh, it just cracked my ankle. Ugh. I'm incredibly stiff.
Have you ever seen these stickers on my back? Do me a favor and take them off. Malazines like to play pranks sometimes.
Stop bullying me with kindness. I can't handle it.
I once considered keeping some pets in my office, but soon gave up on the idea. It's just not right to keep small animals where they.
Oh, I
won't be
know.
able to see
Fabulous
the
nails.
sun.
Thank you for doing my nails. That actually does remind me. I gotta go get another manicure and pedicure at some point. I love getting getting my nails done because it feels so like refreshing walking out of there. Oh, oh, huh. Back in the Kingdom Hearts area. Yeah, this feels like Master Yen Sid's like a tower in Kingdom Hearts. When you walk away, you won't hear me say, please, oh baby, don't go. Simple and clean is the way you make me feel tonight. It's hard to let it go. I really gotta I gotta play that on the PlayStation at some point. Oh my gosh, guys, look! It's the clock and the candelabra from Beauty and the Beast. It's just Disney. It's just like Disney. It's Kingdom Hearts. I genuinely don't know what I'm supposed to do right now. Alright, I'm just gonna explore. I'm not gonna ask for help. I'm just gonna explore around, see if I can any. There we go. Well, this is the Narcissan Cruz Ordo. There are no longer any ceremonial items here, nor has there been a dispelling ritual conducted for a long time. Nonetheless, yes, the familiar setting is stirring my memory. This is the right place. Maybe there might be clues that we've... Oh, wrong voice. Maybe there might be clues that we've overlooked. But you said that you could spot off... But that you could spot off the bat. But wait, maybe there might be clues that we've overlooked, but that you could spot off the bat. Okay, that's correct. That was just, I feel like I was worded a little weird. It just sounded weird.
So, you found anything?
All I see are memories of a past and things that shall never again catch up to me. Does that count?
Well, Paimon doesn't want to interrupt your reminiscing, but that doesn't sound like what we're looking for.
Perhaps, but my past is inextricably intertwined with the Narcissan Cruz Ordo, the chief culprit of the great sin. As such, some of my memories may yet be helpful to you.
Then could you start telling us about them then, Caterpillar?
I should warn you that I was not in the inner circle several hundred years ago, so I don't know everything about the incident. But I was personally mentored by Narcissan Cruz, who should be the origin of all of this.
Narcissan Cruz? Isn't that...
There's a prophet lying dormant in all of us, and when he wakes, one more evil shall walk the world. That's the sort of person he is.
Well, since we got this opportunity, is there anything else you want to ask, Kyleston?
Several things to strain my throat. Tell me about yourself, Caterpillar.
About me? I thought we got well acquainted. I thought we got acquainted well enough during our jailbreak. But I understand that you're asking about something deeper. Now I shall perform a terrible feat that never been done before and never be done again. Never been done before, never be done again.
That also feels oddly worded. I think it's missing has.
I will expose someone's true self before all, without any facade or masks. And that someone shall be myself.
Now that's really a lot. Paimon doesn't think she can lighten this atmosphere up at all.
Lenore has already gone home, did she not? We have to face a more complicated world now. The time for things from under the age of 9 is over. Next, we probably need the experiences from age 16 or so.
What? What? The experiences from 16 or so?
The first voice I heard while in this body was that of Narcissan Cruz. Other than speaking of the redeeming powers of the Holy Blade of Narcissan Cruz, he also preached thus. The body is just a shell. Even the body of a Hilitril can bear sentient consciousness.
Did he create you then?
Perhaps he did. I've tried to unravel my own origin, but the answers I got were all pretty vague.
Poor you.
Well, I don't really feel that way. I have discovered, after all, that most humans do not know the reason why they were born, and yet they still live happily. Also, it is not quite correct to say that he created me.
How so?
Creation is a feat for a god, if we may call the one above a god. In the tenets of Narcissan Cruz, do you know what is most critical in creating someone?
What is it?
It's imagination. A hidden element that exists in Honkai Star Rail, but more importantly, imagining a person down to the last detail, akin to an oceanid imagining a creature in the wild. There's a story that tells of a powerful mage priest imagining his own son, only to realize he himself was the product of someone else's imagination. Sorry for digressing, but I feel that this information is relevant to your questions.
Well, that didn't make anything clear, but... Do you have any other questions?
About the Narcissan Cruz Ordo.
Since you find this place so familiar, what could you tell us about it? Actually, as I recall, most of the people in the Narcissus Cruz Ordo were very kind. Excuse me, I had to yawn there. Narcissus Cruz teachings just contained many radical ideas that were, perhaps, difficult for people to accept.
That doesn't sound good at all.
Narcissus Cruz would lead ceremonies with the Holy Blade in accordance with the ancient dictates. They call it trifactor excision in Liwa, and in Sumeru, shattering Atmagraha. He called it renunciation of the ego. He believed that one's own will is an obstacle, that accidentally receiving a vision while seeking the path is a guaranteed path to destruction.
So after someone gives themselves up, what happens to them?
Well, they stay quite normal, actually. It is said that people cannot perceive the truth because the body with a self sees the world filtered through the five senses.
That doesn't sound so scary then.
However, I never found out for what Narcissus Cruz's ultimate purpose for collecting all those wills and selves was.
Can you elaborate concerning Narcissus Cruz?
Another time, perhaps. There is so much to be said. I'll need to process it all.
Anything else? What happened all those years ago?
Many years ago, the one then called Lord Artificer, Guillotine, and Narcissus Cruz had an intense clash. Guillotine was even called the White Cavalier of Protection back then.
Isn't that better? Is that a better title than Honorary Knight?
Well, if we're comparing impressive titles, I'd submit Chrysalis of the Phantasmic Moth, personally.
Wahahaha. Just what kind of weird title is that?
It's the title that the Ordo gave me. See, I'm Caterpillar, a creature that turns into a chrysalis before completing metamorphosing into a butterfly.
Sorry.
I suppose the name contained the wings of hope that I would mature into a human.
Even though we learned a lot, there's still more questions that will need answers.
I'll have to pore over the record.
Pour. That feels wrong. That feels wrong because I'm used to pour as in like pouring out of a bucket.
Bless me.
Oh, I revealed my real voice. My real voice is this. Poor definition. Okay, it's as a verb, it's to gaze intently or study attentively. Okay, well, I learned a new thing today. The word poor has multiple meanings. I was always using pouring water out of a cup for describing that. Good to know.
So I'm afraid you won't always find me here.
Fontaine can be dangerous for you as it is now.
I'll disguise myself and rely on the methods I've developed to do what I must. I'll survive.
Anne and Seymour return to the Narcissus Cruz Ordo. Oh shit. I have a cup here. Okay, we can do Seymour's voice.
Negative.
Danger. Danger. Activity by Narcissus Encruz, Ordo, Remnants, detected. Kylestin, Paimon, and Anne, please find a safe place immediately. Annihilation mode activated.
I didn't know you could do that. Wow, Seymour, calm down. This is...
We meet again. What did the White Cavalier of Protection say about you? Ah, yes. This is my little invention. Affirmative. I am. Garbled mechanical noises. Prototype with a large number of bold design elements. The priority level of this topic has been downgraded. Please lay down your arms and surrender. Seymour, listen to me. I've already surrendered to Kylestin. Is that so?
Yes, totally, 100%. Do not engage in annihilation mode.
Very well. In that case, we can continue to discuss my extraordinary design.
I didn't know that Seymour had an ego.
I am Caterpillar, as you know. Speaking of which, how's the young lady you were protecting doing? Wait a moment. Why did I say something like that?
What's wrong?
You are correct. I am looking for the master I should protect. Marianne, or as you call her, Marianne Guillotine.
Wait, what? Her last name was Guillotine? Okay, I wasn't expecting that. That I was not expecting. Marianne Guillotine.
Mechanical noises. The mechanical noises slowly become clearer. Guillotine. Correct. Hi, designer. Guillotine.
Caterpillar, is your memories from hundreds of years ago, getting clearer?
No, this is a memory from before my birth. Something akin to an elephant recalling its previous life while meditating.
Wait, can they do that?
I do not understand. Previous lives do not exist. Not for you, at least. Thanks to you, it seems I've encountered a potential breakthrough I had never imagined possible. Perhaps I might find the secrets to my own birth after all. Though I do not understand, I am glad to have been of service.
Used as a fake meditation redeem on Boofy. What do you remember before you were born? Root beer floats were an invention of serving cold root beer to people without using ice. And it took off as a great treat in bars. It's oddly specific because I actually had to research that for a graphic design project with combining the invention of like something with an art period. And I picked root beer floats and I'm forgetting the art period I chose. Which art movement it was. I'll have to look it up. I want a Boofy meditation redeem so I can say a bunch of random silly stuff. I'll consider it. I need more fun things to add to redeems.
And anyway, hello, Caterpillar. Have we met?
My memory is fading, so if that is quite possible. If I may be so blunt, what is your relationship with the Red Empress?
The Red Empress? I have no idea who that is, though the name kind of rings a bell.
Excuse me. Then let me try another name. What is your relationship with Lyris?
How do you know that name? I went through many adventures with Paimon and Kylestin just to find out that she was merely a character in a story.
Do I? I think I know what's going on. I'm also a victim of riddles, so I shan't play dumb. I'll tell you everything I know. Lyris did indeed exist. She was an Oceanid as well, and Narcissus and Cruz's name for her was within the order was the Red Empress.
Okay, what's going on here? Paimon feels like it's all connected. Still, when we first got here, Paimon couldn't help but notice the clock here doesn't seem very accurate, does it?
Ah, that. Simply put, it's the Doomsday Clock. Wait, what, the Doomsday Clock? When the clock strikes midnight, the apocalypse will come.
Is anyone else concerned by the fact that there's like 5 minutes left till midnight on this? Thankfully, not in real life.
Huh? Doesn't that mean the end of the world is almost upon us?
Huh. That really does take me back. When I was here before, they thought the apocalypse was still far away, and that though it wouldn't happen in our generation, we should stop it for the sake of the future. If the clock is accurate, then it is not far off now. Perhaps we shall lay ourselves down to sleep tonight, and the sun shall not rise in the morn. Perhaps the sea shall evaporate tomorrow. Or perhaps we are already living in the apocalypse, and the good times have long ended.
Hey, get serious. Will the apocalypse really come?
First, what we see is just a clock, not the apocalypse itself. When it comes down to it, time is merely a tool that humans use to measure the changes in all forms of matter. Naz's and Cruz was the one who used the world formula to calculate the beginning of the end, and built this device. As such, I cannot answer your question, dear Paimon, because this is all that it is. A clock.
That's true. Anyway, let's share our findings. You and Paimon briefly share all that happened with the other 3 people, though technically speaking, none of them are humans. Imagine if you had the Doomsday Clock back before 2012. You mean the one that I think Elon Musk built? Oh, you mean do you mean the Doomsday Calendar, like the Mayan calendar? Man, I remember 2012 when like it was supposed to be like the Doomsday Day, and I had class that day, and all I was thinking about was Screw Attack's Death Battle episode of Goku versus Superman. That's all I was thinking about. I should watch some Death Battle. It's been a while. They're fun to watch. Input. Log.
Alinus.
Did you think of something?
I don't know. I'm not sure. It's like water boiling off into gas. I can't see it, and I can't quite grasp it either.
Oh, any thoughts or leads, Caterpillar?
Can't say that I don't, but I'm still trying to sort some things out. So let's discuss this later. Right. I kept forgetting to ask you something. Kylestin, Paimon, I'm very grateful for everything you've done for Lenore. So, Is there anything I can help you with?
Huh, do you mean anything? Like just making a wish?
It should be something within the scope of my abilities, of course. You did free Lenore and I from prison, but I'm no gin in a bottle. So, what would your wish be, Paimon?
If that's the case, then more. Wait, no, yummy food. There's so much Paimon wants, but no, we've been having lots of fun traveling together, so we really don't need anything special. Instead, Caterpillar, can you help us help Anne and Seymour? Paimon. Hey, Leston, what do you think? Is that a good wish?
It's all good. I understand. Then let us work together.
Yay, yeah.
Understood. Now I plan to work with Seymour and Anne to see if we can use our experiences and the information available here to figure out something new. Kyleston, Paimon, let's meet back here later.
We'll come back in a few days. No, the quest is available. I just have to wait a few days. Alrighty, let's read all this extra stuff about the current situation.
It's nice that this place is so lively again after several centuries. Just joking. I think there's a purpose to this whole, to us gathering like this. It's boring and foolish to treat it as simple, sheer coincidence. Our encounter has to be an omen of a kind of beginning, akin to a repressed seed struggling before fully germinating. But on the other hand, before the actual apocalypse arrives, just who would try to find meaning in absurdity and be convinced that those signs herald that inevitable solemn moment?
Yeah, in-game. In-game, come back in a few days.
Other than Narcissus Cruz, whom I used to call Master, regardless, he deserved to be called a Grandmaster. Just like our paths crossed here under the Doomsday Clock, if we follow along with two L's, the woven path together, maybe we can. I should save the rest of that thought for the end of the journey.
What did I think of the unfinished comedy? It was an interesting quest. One that I didn't see, that it revealed a lot more that I didn't see coming. I want to know more about you, Caterpillar.
What else is there to say about myself? I often feel mutually exclusive elements to the nature of my existence. Individually, they are pure but also alien to each other. Therefore, when they interact, they mix with the other and become impure. Can you understand that? My own identity is not consistent. Sometimes I am a Bloomguard, other times a dragon. My identity is a lie built out of the stories of others. But I believe a definitive answer exists. A singular correct answer. As the hands on the clock move again, I'm ready to take that step.
More about Lenore.
Our time together was very short, but I never thought I'd be so committed to playing the role of a protector for her. It was indeed a very novel experience. Perhaps I was attracted by her purity, because that's a quality I will never possess. Yet the fortress of Meripede is what kept her innocent. Somewhere she shouldn't have been in the first place. To give her an opportunity to choose, the right to choose must be first stripped from her. But whenever I think of how now, The mundane world has finally entered her heart. Alright, I forget if I talk with the rest of them. I'll double check. Oh. Yeah, I think we talked with Seymour and Anne. Excuse me. Oh, right, Noelle's birthday. Oh, and there's a survey now. Go take that survey if you haven't, guys. Good night. Oh. That was fast. They just immediately showed up.
Knight Kyleston, Paimon, you're back. You bet we are. Have you found anything new in the meantime? Mr. Caterpillar and I have been doing some research. Oh, and? We've discovered that Seymour doesn't, in fact, have an annihilation mode.
Following data fragment sorting, this phrase was found to have been derived from the novel Prisoner 6, Overrun. In that book, the World Organization launched a mass annihilation agent to hunt a chimera down.
Wait, that stuff's not important at all.
Apart from using our free time to go out and investigate, we've also read through the books collected here one more time. We couldn't make heads or tails of them at first. Imagine if Catter was playable. I want a playable Hilly Turtle themed character now. That I've been thinking if we'd get one at some point. Even now, well, they certainly are well written. I don't know whose handwriting it is, or what scribe or copyist was hired. But their penmanship is clear and clearly beautiful. A master of calligraphy, if I ever saw one.
Wait, so you were talking about the handwriting? Paimon's got a bad feeling about this already. Did you find anything? Did you not find anything during this time then?
Alright, sorry. I shan't jest any further. As you know, we told you all that we found in the last time, without holding anything back. However, I fear that this time there are some clues hidden in the details that we must rely on chance to reveal.
Reveal their meaning, you mean?
Indeed. For example, if no further revelations concerning a murder emerge, then the blood on the blood on a painting will always remain a red smear.
And what would this chance be, Caterpillar?
Well, why don't we do a quick recap of everything we've discovered? Let's make some deductions regarding what happened in the past. That might give us the opportunity to fill in some gaps that can help us support or refute our views.
That's a good idea. I've always felt that there's so much about this that's familiar, but I can't recall anything about it.
Negative. I can't give a continuous account of the resources that I have sorted. Oh, silly dog. Didn't you only recover your creator's name after talking to us about the matter?
Mechanical noises. Negative. I merely matched similar sounds during said interaction. There was no data loss involved. However, I must append that I, too, find that keyword searches make searching for entries more efficient.
So, what do we want to discuss? Well, for a bit of a warm-up or a teaser, if you would.
You may be referring to a teaser.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. So let's start off our deductions with something simple. What is the Marianne in the Anaposis exactly?
Huh?
That Marianne holds the greatest secret of all. I'm sure you can see that too. Let's get ourselves some armchairs, maybe crack open a few beers. Oh wait, you can't drink yet.
Mans just literally said, "Yo, let's crack a few beers and like butt our heads together while we talk this over." Just the thought of Caterpillar just like sitting with his feet up in like one of these chairs and just like swigging down a few like beers as he just casually like tries to like talk about everything and wearing big shades, yeah.
Anyway, let us help you sort our findings out.
I'll start first. Well, the name Marianne itself certainly is familiar to me.
The name of the person I was meant to protect is Mary Ann, yes, but I have no data regarding the identity of the one who resides within the Anaposis.
I swear some NPCs are missed opportunities for playable. Some characters are. Like, they really are.
We are missing context. I can only conclude, based on a human's unmodified lifespan, that they are not the same person.
That would seem to be the case, huh? It's only been a few hundred years after all.
Oh, yeah. I want Rana to be a playable character, honestly. Especially because she got a vision. So she's like a legit like character we could have. They could totally just do an event that just like honestly, what they could do is they could do a summer event where she returns and she gets to be a part of like as a free character for the hell of it that comes with the event. It'd be really cool. And like because she's a Dendro, she could have like her her abilities just like reflect that of Aranara as well. It could totally happen. Oh yeah, and the Mooncarver and Mountain Shaper. I didn't get to do in the last I didn't get to fill out the last survey, but this one I'm gonna go ahead and just write and explain my thoughts about those two.
As for Paimon, she ate chicken mushroom skewer this morning.
Well, I guess it's my turn. As you mentioned before that you encountered Oceanid creatures that had a great deal of character. One might say personality, even. The precondition for such creatures and their characters is the same. That an intelligent Oceanid has already understood their original forms beforehand. So, were you the one who willed those creatures into being, Anne?
Don't you think that's kind of weird? You know, summoning familiar friends to play house with you for who knows how long and stuff. Well, I didn't do that. I actually had to get to know Petite Chow, Al, and the others first.
Well then, in that case, let's see what we can deduce from the things we already know. And let's begin.
Huh? It's already starting?
Oh, we're doing it. We're going in. Anne is a small oceanid. She didn't create the oceanid creatures in Anaposis. Speaking of, just how do oceanids reproduce again? Chicken mushroom skewer. At the risk of missing major plot twists or important foreshadowing, I don't think this is related to Anne's background either. I'm glad we got rid of that one. Oceanids are sentient creatures unique to Fontaine, and they can create oceanid creatures through mimicry and transformation. I remember all the strange and wonderful oceanid creatures we saw before we met Marianne. Anne said that the name sounded familiar. I should ask her about it should something come to mind. To Seymour, she is someone that he must protect. Either way, ordinary humans don't live that long. It's been several hundred years, so they're probably not the same person, right? The Marianne in Anaposis seemed very mysterious. We once suspected that Marianne was a character from her dreams. That Anne was great. Anne's far too weak to control that whole realm. So she can't be the Oceanid behind it all. Maybe the Ocile can create water creatures, but it's extraordinary to be able to imagine creatures with rich personalities. I love the callback to Ocile of all things. It's almost certain that there's an Oceanid in Anaposis controlling everything. Who could she be? The enigmatic Marianne. Marianne, who was the same as Seymour's owner and who seems to know everything. Even if she's not an Oceanid, she's probably related to the Oceanid behind all of this. That's enough for now. More than enough for a warm-up. Correct. The oddities in Anaposis all point to the powers of the Oceanids. But this is not Miss Anne's doing. All of this together means...
There's another Oceanid in Anaposis?
That is what I suspect. An Oceanid with whom Marianne has a close relationship. Or perhaps she could even be the princess herself.
Do you mean to say that Marianne may, in fact, be Princess Lyris?
Yes, Lyris. The Red Empress of the Narcissus and Cruz Ordo from back then. The Red Empress who loves to take heads.
Take heads? I seem to have a vague recollection of something like that. Well, but it's not a story about Lyris. Rather, it's a fairy tale about someone named Marianne.
Yes. The taking heads thing is just a metaphor. Lyris is made of pure water, and so has the ability to dissolve and extract people's wills.
That sounds equally as horrifying.
The Narcissus and Cruz Ordo used her to extract the ego and become holy.
Searching for the keyword Lyris has yielded the relevant information in my indices.
Talking of the Red Empress has reminded me of a few things about Marianne.
Yeah, the Red Empress seems like an Alice in Wonderland reference here. Mull over that a while first, then speak to Miss Anne and Seymour. See if the conclusion you reach awakens any new memories. And we're back to deductions. Nope. Search. Collect more leads to gather my thoughts.
Knight Kyleston, I've remembered the name Marianne.
What is it? Do tell.
It's familiar to me because it's from a children's story. The same one that the Red Empress comes from. The female lead, Liddell, was mistaken for Marianne, the servant, and Marianne never appeared throughout the entire story. Maybe Marianne never really existed, except as a figment in someone's dreams. How do you know about this story, Anne? And isn't that a good question? How do I know about it? The memory feels more vivid than those I have of the story of the evil dragon, Narcissus.
Narcissencruz? The evil dragon Narcissus is Narcissencruz. I forget if this was already been said, but I'm kind of connecting dots as I go myself. Alright, it's time for some Seymour.
Shall I summarize the entries regarding Lyris I possess for you two?
Alright.
Omitting the standard citation format. Reconstructing output to match format report to superiors. Lyris is a registered Oceanid. She is not eligible to be stationed in the waters outside Fontaine and has become a special source of information for the nation. She was appointed as the director of an orphanage to symbolize the love and affection of the previous Hydro Archon. The orphanage's affairs were mainly managed by its vice director.
An orphanage director? And how is she connected to the Narcissencruz Ordo?
As director, Lyris was very affectionate towards the children and quite devoted to them, but her intelligence among Oceanids was below average. She wasn't very good at working out the cause and effect of things, nor could she even count. As a result, she was not qualified to perform covert investigations.
Aw, that sounds kind of like a big old cat mom who can't count. You know, because cats can't count, so they pick up their kittens one by one, keep going back until they see there aren't any kittens left.
Wait, is that a real thing? Do cats really do that? Huh.
Later, the orphanage was destroyed during the calamity, and official records of her stop there. They say she failed to understand the link between the disaster, the orphans fleeing, and her own conduct. So she wanders the ruins, drowning in guilt and expectation. Apologies. I have underwater locomotion module. Once, Mary Ann and I dove down to the ruins of the orphanage, whose coordinates were the same as those of Anapausis. There we found an Oceanid swimming sadly in circles. When she next appeared in records, she was a core member of the Narcissencruz Ordo and the subject of a high priority arrest warrant.
Oh, but she doesn't seem like a bad person. Considering that she may be connected to Anne, she must have been tricked.
Yes. There's another important piece of information worth noting. The orphanage's name was the Narcissencruz Institute.
Narcissencruz.
These are all Marechaussee phantom files that Mr. Alain Guillotine recorded for testing light sensitivity while designing me. The output is via my image to text to speech module. According to eyewitness testimony regarding who I suspect to be Lyris. There shouldn't be any problems. And you may have heard of this elsewhere, but it's worth mentioning again. Elaine and Mary Ann were orphans in the care of the Narcencruz Institute before the Marechaussee hunter, Emmanuel Guillotin, took them in.
Thank you, Seymour. Oh, and it's supposed to be a reference to Alice. Okay.
Don't mention it, noble sir.
Paimon feels like you've changed a lot since we met in the Fortress of Maripede, Caterpillar.
Would a 5-year-old and a 15-year-old teenager be the same? Perhaps returning here simply reminds me of the past and of who I used to be. Oh, hello, Daddy Seika. Welcome, first time. I'm doing wonderful. How are you doing? But as you see, my name is Ice Booth. I am a variety streamer here. Hope you enjoy the stream. Bit sick, but good otherwise. All right. Well, hope you do get better. Currently playing Genshin and doing what I do best whenever I play Genshin, and that's filling in all of the dialogue with my own voices, because a lot of these big story quests have no dialogue. You should have seen me do the R&R quests. My throat was dead by the time I was done with all the talking. There was so much talking and so many rhymes. They all spoke in poetry. Anyways, time is frozen in the fortress, being locked up there for a day or 100 years. I'm afraid it made no difference to me. Lenore is what made time flow for me. Watching her grow reminded me that time still passes, and life is still being born, shining brilliantly and then being extinguished. And so I changed as well. That said, my past self, the person I was before I met her, would certainly be more helpful to Anne and Seymour in our current situation.
That's true.
Don't be like that, Paimon. Just think about it. Making up stories for Lenore was nothing more than putting such ways of thinking to good use. Regardless, it has nothing to do with the current situation. You look like you still have questions, Kai Leston. Since we have our own suspicions about Anne and Lyris' relationship, we have topics of discussion that can be used to refute or sustain those conjectures.
So how do Oceanids reproduce?
Okay, out of everything you could have asked me, why that? Ugh. I'm sure you have friends more knowledgeable than I am regarding that. Perhaps you could even find scholars of natural philosophy who have dedicated research to the question. I mean, everything you could have asked me was that. Or you could have asked the Oceanids you know personally, but you asked me? Of course, I know what you mean. So, this is your speculation, I see.
Paimon doesn't get it.
When we exchanged information earlier, Kai Leston mentioned that Anne is the person in Mary Ann's dream.
When Mommy Oceanid and Daddy Oceanid love each other very much, gets bonked by a falling pan.
Good. No, sir. Or perhaps she might be a manifestation by Marianne. An Oceanid.
That's like Inception within an Inception. Oceanid? Why the repetition? Are you just trying to make it sound cuter?
Apologies. Perhaps my description was ill done. Still, can an Oceanid create an Oceanid creature version of an Oceanid?
If you say that 3 more times in quick succession, I'm gonna be so fucking lost right now. Wow, that's deep. That's like asking if hard candies can be used to make as the filler for other hard candy. So what will you say to that? This question's really interesting, but Paimon's already hungry for answers. I suppose I'd have to say.
Still, you may not realize just how deep this rabbit hole goes. So let me explain.
Do tell.
You might be confused as to why there are Oceanid creatures with personalities in the Anapasis. If Oceanids can create Oceanid creatures, then they can create Oceanid humans, or Oceanid Oceanids. Convention dictates that it's rare for Oceanids to be able to mimic a human, unless the human drowns in their arms, or the Oceanid has spent extensive time with the person and knows everything about them. And the Oceanid in question must also have tremendous wisdom and compassion. I'm afraid that perhaps the only one as powerful as Rodea could do it.
Oh, we know Rodea. Wow, so that means Edea must be incredibly strong.
So it's rare to mimic humans, but not impossible. Now creating another Oceanid, that's different. Creating humans using human knowledge can only be achieved by gods, and the same applies to Oceanid creating Oceanids. It usually should be impossible, in this world at least, unless this human or Oceanid has already placed themselves above their own kind and attempted such insanity.
You mean they thought they had become a god?
That's right. Followers blindly believe in their leaders, who in turn blindly believe in themselves, giving rise to delirium and delusions. I can do what a god can do. Their deeds are not that great, after all.
Oh, I just had a yawn there.
A powerful being, a powerful belief is also a powerful will, and magic is a skill that molds reality at your will.
Perhaps the descendant hypothesis makes more sense. Perhaps Marianne doesn't consider herself an Oceanid type.
Perhaps. It's possible, and quite understandable too. If nothing else, the Lyris I know doesn't have this kind of intelligence, nor would she be this crazy. I have some less mainstream ideas of how Oceanids reproduce, but they're not important, and we can discuss them later. Now let's reorganize the information that everyone just recalled. This might take quite some time, and might be somewhat hard on our throats.
You're telling me, pal, I have to read all your voices. I'm ready.
So, regarding Elaine's younger sister Marianne, the Anapasis is Marianne, the Red Empress Lyris, and the Anne who's with us. What will our conclusion be? How will we sustain it? And how shall we refute it?
Everyone gathers.
Is there anything else you feel we should add?
As I mentioned before, Mary Ann is not only the princess in Anne's story, but she is also the person I must protect. She is the younger sister of Elaine Guillotine, the one who designed me for ACV-07.
As for matters concerning me, I suppose you already know all about them, Knight Kyleston. I'm going to sneeze in a few moments. Speaking of which, didn't we also hear all sorts of stuff while we were in Alinus? Seymour was also damaged during the time.
How did it go? Did you think of anything?
About the damage to Seymour and Alenus.
That's right, Seymour was damaged inside Alenus, and Mimir had been taking care of him.
To my shame, yes. Though I do not have such emotions, you can see it as me having lowered my assessment of myself.
And according to Alenus, the battle that occurred within his body ended quite terribly.
Evidently, that was the battle that damaged you, and it was an incredibly fierce one. But considering that you were damaged,
Then your master might have been...
common sense dictates that the fate of Marianne Guillotin, sister of Elaine Guillotin, was most likely a grim one. But this world is full of tales of your loyal knights who exchanged their lives for a miracle, so you needn't grieve too much, Seymour.
Seymour appears to have entered data fragment sorting mode out of pure shock.
But your master, Marianne, was an ordinary human being, wasn't she? And the time that has passed since then far surpasses the lifespan of any human.
How did it go? Did you think of anything?
The Red Empress Lyris.
She was an important figure in the Narcissenker's Ordo, and she is also the other Oceanid involved in the tale apart from Miss Anne. One of only 2 Oceanids. And we also just agree that we believe there must be an Oceanid behind Anapausis.
But her traits don't match those of the Marianne we encountered. Could it be that Lyris's imagination was behind everything? Even me?
That's unlikely. Seymour mentioned that her intelligence was quite limited, so phantoms of this sort would be quite hard for her. Similar to how an author would struggle to write a character more intelligent than themselves. In fairy tales, the kitten may dream of their living little master. But I fear such things don't happen much in real life.
So who is behind all this? And who in the world is that Marianne?
So the Oceanid Anne.
Huh? What about me again? We once suspected that you might be the person that Marianne dreamed of. So in your view, Marianne is the Oceanid behind the curtain, yes? I don't know.
Then, well then, do you find the name Lyris familiar? She is, after all, the only Oceanid involved in this part from yourself.
If you mean the title Red Empress, then yes, I do have some impression of that.
Well, that's the Marianne in Anapausis.
That makes her our prime suspect then.
To be honest, were you using the process of elimination? You actually already guessed as much. You actually already guessed as much long ago.
Well, I didn't want to disrespect Anne, though.
You're right. You do already have a version of the story in your heart. Your own interpretation, yes? If that's the case, then we should go find that Marianne and see for ourselves. Please permit me to change the topic for a moment. Does this mean I shall no longer be able to fulfill my orders to protect Mary Ann?
We worked out this much. That's the only bit you care about? It may be cruel, but from the moment we discovered that the Guillotine siblings were from centuries ago, it was probably inevitable.
Correct. So, the conclusion would be that it was my incompetence that exposed Mary Ann to danger.
Don't blame yourself. You have fought to the point of destruction. You have done your part.
There's no need to be pessimistic either. Though that is an odd thing to say to a machine.
Yeah, that's like pouring Fanta into a sink and then saying, "Sink, you'll get fat if you keep drinking like this."
Oh. 4ACV07. Can't believe you remembered that code.
What is it, Mr. Caterpillar? Why use my official designation?
We may not have reached any conclusions, but we now know what to do next. Look, there is a Marianne Anapasis too, and she also has close links to the Narcissan Cruz Ordo.
My long-term memory module confirms this.
As such, there's no need to restore your logic module to factory settings yet. Let's take a step back. We can still go and find this Marianne.
Thank you for your logical troubleshooting and emotional adaptive maintenance. I think that what you said makes sense. It is not yet time to admit defeat and restore myself to my initial settings in order to take on a new mission.
Yeah, that's right, you silly dog. E?
Let's leave things here for a while then. Once you're ready, we can continue. Why don't we go find this Marianne? Let's solve that mystery before tackling the Narcissan Cruz Ordo Institute issue.
Ah, the fairy tale underwater world.
I gather that some things happened over there then.
Oh, we just ran into immunity-related issues, often due to Night Kyleston's hydro resonance, that's all. Hyman feels like some extraordinary instinct awakened in you after you met Seymour, Anne.
Is it time to review responsibilities and apportion blame? I do not think I should be held accountable, for I can only override my program protective prerogative in moments of great danger.
Don't worry, Night Kyleston. We'll make Marianne tell us everything this time. So, shall we go then?
Alright, we're going now. Finally back to Anapasis. Excuse me.
Oh, I missed this spot here?
Huh. It's a good view. Wait, what was that you said?
We're back again. This time I must. Marianne.
That's the spirit, Miss Anne. In truth, I must confess to being somewhat jealous of you. You still hold out hope of recovering your past. I've been searching for centuries, but I haven't found a thing. So please, do your best for this old caterpillar's part as well, alright? Figure your past out, and come to accept your present self.
Yep, I will.
Oh yeah, this was the turret thing. Like all the turrets were attacking us. Okay, I remember now. Whoa! What are these guys doing here again? Wait, isn't that Al's group? Ho ho ho! Yes, it is us. And you are Knight Kylestin and Paimon. I hope this is my voice from before. I honestly can't remember. It's been months. It is really good to see you. So good that I can't oh, right. I think I had an echo on this. I can't control myself anymore. Please dodge to the best of your ability. She asked She asked us to send you a message. Now, let me take out her handwritten letter with my hands, which are much like yours, yellow and white ones. Ahem. I don't want to hear your stories. I prefer my version. Oh,
Many happy returns! Still breathing.
oh well, damn.
Run.
Let's begin.
I got Risley up. And I do feel bad we have to fight them.
Huh, the bubble that was here before is gone too. Well, it was Princess Lyris's magic. That's just how the story goes.
Let me think of a way. Close your eyes, everyone. A temporary no. A temporary optical sensor shutdown. Understood. They will be reactivated on your command. You didn't miss much. We got back to the ruins. We just met Al and Jacques, and then we fought.
Wait, what do you have in mind?
The essence of a mime is pretense. A charade that something is still here. And belief is the heart of magic, the faith that there is meaning here. So, let's close our eyes. So, Anne, begin imagining what it would look like if that bubble was still here.
You close your eyes and feel some sort of fluctuation. I prefer the story of the Narcissus Crew's adventure team sitting down happily for tea time after their adventure has ended. Wow, it really appeared!
The Ordo called this step, the process of imagining something in such detail, imaging.
I'm starting to feel like this is our only hint of imagination from, like, Star Rail. Let's go over and have a look. But first, let's get you back humming. Here, have the suspicious minty bean soup. I'm just saying that because, like, the use and talk of imagination and how it's that one element I don't have access to except for a character that I haven't used yet. Dr. Ratio. Eh? Is the entrance that's disappeared this time? And do you know to make, do you know to make the portal, Can you do your imaging thing on it? Alright, let me give it a try.
You close your eyes, and a lonesome silence comes over you. But everyone's left. They won't come back, no matter how long I wait. I can't. It seems...
Wait, why? How are we supposed to see Marianne then?
Well, I could break down the wall. I suspect that this is because the portal has lost meaning, and thus cannot be recreated. From what you told me before, the entrance that was once placed here led to a story that had yet to be written. Now that she has said everything she wanted to, the story no longer has any meaning. Marianne is rejecting our answer, and that is why this way in is shut.
Does this mean we're going to return empty-handed?
It does seem so. Well, I wouldn't say we're completely out of luck.
Did you notice something we didn't then, like Kyleston?
I heard something while Anne was imaging.
I did hear something then. Can you hear it too? Would that be Marianne's real thoughts?
What did you two hear? Might not be best to discuss personal secrets here. The walls might have ears and all. Let's head back before talking about this. You return with everyone to the Narcissus Encru's Ordo. That was a short-lived trip. So, could you tell us what you've heard? Perhaps a hilly trill might hear something that humans and Oceanids will not. Just as how dogs and humans differ in that regard. I must correct your statement. My auditory components can indeed pick up higher and lower frequencies as compared to humans. However, I am not a dog. Moreover, a dog's low frequency hearing is similar to that of a human. Is that so? Well, I was talking about real dogs, not you. 4ACV07.
Haha, silly dog. That said, I didn't think you would hear it too, Kyleston. I wonder if we heard the same thing.
But everyone's left.
They won't come back no matter how long I wait. Looks like we heard the same thing. I suspect that this was the inner voice of Marianne.
Did she say anything else? I'm not trying to invade anyone's privacy or anything. I just think that we're onto something here with you mentioning these words, Kyleston.
Let me think. After that, I also heard something like, I prefer the story of the Narcissus Encru's adventure team, sitting down happily for tea time after their adventure has ended. And then, I don't want to hear your stories, I prefer my version.
Have you noticed something off about this, Kyleston? Please state your case. Let's think our own thoughts through first. Perhaps we really might be able to come to some conclusions. Okay, we're doing this again. All right, Seymour, what you got for me?
Night, Kyleston.
Is there anything else you want to say?
I'm just an Oceanid who doesn't know anything, and I'm really bad at thinking. Even if you just told me a random story, I'd still believe it all. Hook, line, and sinker. The world is too complicated after all, and I'm not experienced enough to spot any holes.
I wouldn't do that.
Thank you, Night Kyleston. I think that Marianne in Anaposis is the same as me. She might look smart, but she doesn't want to accept this complicated world, so she chooses to protect herself with fairy tales. Even fairy tales must come to an end.
I am very sorry. I may be unable to offer any logical support in this time. My listening equipment cannot hear inner voices. Don't worry, you've helped plenty already, Seymour. Could you tell me your assessment? Is the Marianne from Anaposis
the person I am meant to protect or not.
Personally, I think she is.
I am willing to believe your judgment, even if that means I have to update my data. According to my records, Mary Ann Guillotine never exhibited the behavior of waiting for others to come back after the Narcissus Institute was destroyed. That means she must have returned to the ruins here after being adopted, living there for a while. But there is no possible time frame that meets these requirements. Logical error. Data fragment sorting initiated.
I'm gonna drink some water. Holy shit. Ah. You're fine. I already took a sip of water. You don't seem to want to link the two of them together. Neither elimination nor in. Alright, well, we got a 5 tray, I guess. Alright, here we go. We're going for more drinks. Well, neither elimination nor enumeration is very fair to Anne. What a coincidence. I happen to agree. But I have some other thoughts to share too, though they may have nothing to do with the next step in our reasoning. Are you willing to listen? I'm listening. Earlier, we broached the topic of Oceanid reproduction. It's a huge taboo for Oceanids to mimic and transform into one of their own kind, just as it is for humans to create humans. But you see, humans can create humans through love. Go. Pursue eternity, not through mystery but love. What if by some chance this mysterious method of Oceanid reproduction is accomplished through imagination and mimicry? Perhaps their regret or remorse gives birth to a new thought, and as they imagine the path that could have been taken, a new Oceanid is born. Well, that's a very interesting idea. We'll never know. After all, it's a secret passed down amongst Oceanids only. In any case, we'll begin once you're ready. Let's begin. Okay, resting my throat for a little bit as I think this through. Who is Mary Ann? This morning, Paimon... I don't know why I can't get this out of my mind. This can't really be foreshadowing, can it? I swear to God, if it is, that's going to be really stupid. Anyways, the talkative Mary Ann. Mary Ann, who wove a fairy tale without an ending. She refused our visit, but she mentioned her memories from the Narcissus Institute. It sounded like she was waiting for everyone to return to the Institute ruins. The one that Seymour was supposed to protect. Mary Ann Guillotine. Something happened to Elenus, resulting in Seymour's damage and her disappearance. Where is she? And what is her relationship with Mary Ann? The Red Empress Lyris. A member of the Narcissus Ordo from several hundred years ago. Her whereabouts afterward are unknown. She is also the only other Oceanid involved other than Anne. The memories of the Narcissus Institute. The only person who grew up in the Narcissus Institute and has a matching background is Mary Ann Guillotine. the memories of waiting in the ruins. The person who once waited within the deserted ruins for everyone's return was Lyris, the former director. Director Lyris's memories. First this. Marianne has Marianne Guillotine's memories. Director Lyris's memories. Marianne has Lyris's memories. So then, if Marianne is Lyris, another piece of evidence that we have is that they can both use Oceanid powers to control Anaposis. Marianne is a younger sister. So then, if so, then Marianne is the Marianne Guillotine. They would have the same and matching memories. And the same name. Marianne is the younger sister. Marianne is Lyris. The identities are contradictory. But how can she be both people at the same time? Lyris' abilities. This must mean that Lyris and Oceanid probably have special powers. Dissolving the personality and... Right! What Lyris can do. Her job in the Order was to dissolve the members' egos. What could have happened between her and the missing Marianne Guillotine? Lyris and Anne. For some reason, Lyris dissolved Marianne Guillotine's personality. Afterward, their wills, now mixed, began to dream. They dreamed of a simple world where the princess is saved and the evil dragon gets killed, while the heroes are always pressing onward. They dreamed of a world where everything was simple and had an answer, as long as Anne was there. Thus, Anne and Marianne were born. Okay. We've put the pieces of the case that were floating all over the algae sea back together. It's just an empty box, even after being put together, but we finally figured out what the lost pearl should look like.
What are you trying to say, Caterpillar? Wait, don't give Paimon any hints. She's gonna figure this one out on her own. We pieced together a good guess from the clues, but the truth is still unproven.
Of course, my speech analysis module has determined that Miss Paimon is correct. Actually, I meant that we may never know the truth, but I'm afraid we have no choice but to accept this conjecture.
So, Nikai Leston, is this the secret of my birth? I'm afraid I can't accept something like this right away.
I understand, Miss Anne. It's a shocking fact, and it'll require you to accept yourself again. But I don't think it should be that different from you doing so. After all, knowing your past does not require abandoning everything about the present. I do not understand the specific context of this discussion, but I would like to add that I do not believe I am different from how I was before suffering disc damage. Even though you insist on addressing me as a silly dog, my identification number still is 4ACV07.
Come on, it's not that serious. I promised Nikai Leston that I would accept this conclusion as long as it's reasonable.
Then I have a suggestion. One that will resolve Miss Anne's quandary and put a stop to Narcissan Cruz's plans.
Narcissan Cruz. Narcissan. Oh, Paimon remembers now. You mentioned him before, Caterpillar. Just who is he, huh?
Well, simply put, the leader of the Narcissan Cruz Ordo.
Whoa. Sounds like he's got an impressive resume. But isn't the Narcissan Cruz Ordo always up to no good? Wouldn't that make him the nastiest of the lot?
Of course. During my time with my master, creator, and other Narashase hunters, we devoted most of our time to hunting the Order down. Oh, this is a scene where I think talking. Whoopsies.
As I said before, the goal of Alina's operation was to capture or eliminate Narcissus Encruz as well. However, my memory does not contain any intelligence regarding his involvement.
That's a given. Looking back now, he was merely using us as bait, and I wasn't the only one. It was the same for Jacob, Lyris, and many others in the Ordo. I'm afraid that Alina's operation was probably never more than a red herring with the goal of leading you and Guillotine away to buy him more time to execute his true plans. Remember the doomsday clock I mentioned?
It's what the Ordo considers the countdown to the apocalypse, right?
To be more precise, it's the apocalypse as calculated by the world formula. This planet itself should have survived just fine, though. The beast of the stars shall drink the amniotic fluid of the world dry. 100 years more, and all surface life shall be wiped away. Once
life on the surface is wiped out, only that which is underwater will remain. Can a planet of fish, full of fish, eventually rise up to the ocean of stars?
The thought of all terrestrial life going extinct is pretty spooky, but when you see things like that, it does give things a romantic ring.
It's the heading of a Guy Publishing House novel from a few years back. Mimir brought it back to the village to learn how to paint.
Oh, no wonder.
Anyways, for myself and others gathered here, though the Narcissus Encruz Ordo is the source of all our troubles, its objective and Narcissus Encruz's great purpose are actually completely selfless. He only took the actions he did because he calculated the coming of the apocalypse. He wishes to save the world.
So, is the world really on the verge of destruction?
I believe this to be a pathological delusion caused by paranoia.
Were the apocalypse real, would you be able to forgive Narcissus Encruz? No. It's a bit too early to consider such things. You have yet to understand what happened to you, Anne. And as for you, Seymour, your hostility is a result of your programming and the duties it imposes. I suppose you must find the Holy Blade of Narcissus Encruz.
The Holy Blade of Narcissus Encruz?
I'm talking about the real one, of course, as much as it may be quite strange to say that the ceremonial sword of a magic society is real. Not only will it help us stop Narcissus Encruz's plans, but its unique powers may be able to undo the merging of wills. We should be able to separate Lyris and Marianne. And then, Miss Anne, you can defeat the evil dragon Narcissus and rescue Princess Lyris.
Regardless. Let's get moving first.
That's the spirit. It might take some time to explain, so let's move out first and I'll explain when we get there.
My throat. My throat, it hurts. It hurts so. So where are we going? It's taking us to a spot I've been before. But Twee, is this going to take us to the tower?
I'm gonna go to the tower first then, if I can. Oh shit, never mind. Fuck. Well, time to explore and gather everything I can from that tower. Yeah, I really did think this tower was going to be the Fortress of Meripede. Like, it had a foreboding, like, appearance to it all. Atmospheric visibility is acceptable today. Even that you can see the tower over there, yes? Passed by it earlier, actually. That building was once known as to the Narcissus Encru's Ordo as the Tower of Ipsissimus. But we would later call it the Tower of Gestalt. Okay, that one rolls off the tongue better. It was named for the idea that things that have been separated need to be combined to display their original, complete form. But I suppose I might be speaking in reverse. The heart was complete to begin with, and the mistake was to divide it up for separate study.
Paimon didn't get a thing you said.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. Plays on words are also a trick that mysterious organizations enjoy pulling. What matters is what we must do next. Oh, I don't have the cup. 1 second.
Some of the vocabulary you used is missing from my semantic indexes, so I could not properly parse your meaning. But I understood the last sentence. Please tell me what I should do.
While investigating alone, I found a map to the seal of chemical marriage. You could say that I found 4 seals. Oh!
And this tower is one of the locations.
It's not the place we need to go. That said, though, who can be sure? Perhaps our destinies will yet take us there in the future. Either way, we need to use the position of the tower to locate the other 4 places. That's why we've come here first.
So, what are those 4 seals for? That said, we've discovered from experience that it's usually best practice just to break the seals and give whatever ringleader we find a good walloping.
As for me, I'd like to restore the Holy Blade of Narcissus Encru's. Oh, cool, a new weapon. It's more for ceremonial use, but it could be used as a weapon, I guess. Well, I suppose we could also just call it the answer. As I've said before, the Narcissus Encru's Ordo once had a ceremony to remove the ego and will. The Holy Blade was used in that ritual. I remember something about that. If Lyris and Marianne's wills created Anne, and if the old me was placed in some Hilly-Churl's body. Oh, I get it.
Ah! Wait a minute. Didn't we already find the Holy Blade of Narcissus Encru's?
Wait, what, really? How do you let something like that just pass up?
Look.
Yeah, this whole thing? Yeah, I was gonna hold on to it and see if I can use it as a weapon later.
A wooden sword. The ceremonial blade is a wooden sword.
It's the wooden sword we found during our adventures.
But Twee, I get something that I read from reading all those books back in the underwater place that led up to the Narcissus Encru's Ordo. Those reports filled me in on background knowledge.
Yes, so it is. And? And Twee. I think I know who Caterpillar is now. I'm gonna wait to see if I'm right, though.
Hey, what kind of reaction is that?
Perhaps you can think of it like this. It's a wooden sword found in the Narcissus Encruz Institute, named the Holy Blade of Narcissus Encruz. That makes it more important than any ordinary wooden sword. Perhaps it might be of use when the time is right, just like the Holy Blade in the story.
Really? You don't need to try and make us feel better.
Go on, got it, let's go. Anyway, assuming I looked at the map from the right angle, we will find the entrance to one of the seals nearby. In the wake of Narcissus. Okay. I'm gonna... I'm gonna not... Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna grab that Oculus. I'm gonna sail a boat over to the island. And I'm gonna deposit the oculi that I have. And we'll be saving this for next time. Is that supposed to glow like that? Oh, I went too far.
Mind the side effects.
What's happening now? Oh, well, the next part of the quest started. I'm not going to do it yet. I'm going to get a boat, go to the island, do all the treasure that's outside of the island, like you told me to do, and then get on with the quest. First, I'm cashing these in. Now to get that boat. Mainly because I want to give my throat a rest for like the next few minutes. You also want to go treasure hunting? Well, I already, huh. Alright, I guess I can save this for, I can do the treasure hunting bits later. I know what I can do in the meantime, though. I have all of these I gotta cash in. Well, Tweet, I've got like, we've got 5 minutes. Oh, wait, what the fuck? Actually, I'll grab that later. But Tweet, I'm gonna be ending stream soon. Like, stream's almost over. Yeah, we got like, just a few more minutes left. Also, my throat is like, ugh, I gotta get some tea for next time. Like, holy, I went way too hard. I did 3 different voices.
And I had to just... Oh, right, I gotta grab my Primo Gems. So that gives me 1, 2, 3, I think? I think we're to level 15? No, level... Nope. Level 14. Hey. Damn. I know what you can do in 5 minutes. Want to do Honkai dailies, and you can use one of my characters. Tweet, I have 100 tickets in Honkai Star Rail. I have over 100 tickets already. I don't think I need to worry about the Gallagher fund.
I am sorry.
I beg your pardon. Okay, I just had to claim it.
Ad Astra. Thank you for Ad Astra.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna hop onto Star Rail. I'm gonna probably hop onto Star Rail tomorrow after I'm done with D&D. I'm just gonna adamantly tell my friends, no, I don't want to hang out or do anything. I want to go catch up with Star Rail and do a bunch of quests. Okay. Yeah, shove all the things in my face. Tweet, you don't even need to shove things in my face. Game already shoves as many special passes and stellar jades in my face to begin with. Puts me inside a treasure chest. Shift the treasure chest into space and you ride it among the stars. This is a very long-winded bit you're trying to do. But anyways, I'm going to end it here for the night. I will see you all next Tuesday when we get back into Sniper Elite 4. I did look up how many levels there are for Sniper Elite 4. And I am pleased that we have we're on level 3 of 8. But considering how quickly how quick level 2 was, I actually think that there might be some quick levels that we get to go through. So here's keeping in mind that we might be able to just burn through everything. Alrighty. So but yeah, next Tuesday is gonna be more Sniper Elite 4. Next week on a Thursday, I don't know what we're gonna do. We will see what happens. But in the meantime, let me just alright, let me pull up who can we raid. What I like about tonight? Just getting to do more of the side quest, like just a big side quest of Fontaine. Since I kind of just didn't, I was very far behind and had to like stumble and rush through everything. Alrighty, so we have we got Hey Mr. Rabbit streaming. Oh wait, oh Zara's online. It's been a long while since I've seen Zara. I'll probably raid them just to say hello. Currently playing RoboCop Rogue City, which I've heard really good stuff about. So slash raid, Zara Shift. Alright, we're gonna raid Zara Shift. They are a grow tuber, PNG tuber that grows. If you don't want to join in on the raid, that is perfectly fine. Go ahead and watch where else you can watch that's live right now. The world is your oyster. And I will see you all later. Have a good night.